Body image is everything, or so we are led to believe. The concept of a perfect body has become a huge issue in today's society. Being tripped and called a fat cow as your body hits each stair as gravity takes its course shatters your self-esteem. This would be one thing if it were to only happen once, but unfortunately, this was not the case. I had to, on several occasions, stand up for my friend as I could see the confidence fade from her eyes. Bullying is the most notable side effect of this concept of a perfect body, but it isn't the only one. Other psychological effects can come from just being exposed to the media, and the influence it has on the growing female adolescent mind is staggering. The media utilizes so many new age commodities to augment what is shown so that when it finally reaches your eyes, it could be argued that the person in the picture isn't even the original. And while it has a huge effect on women, it also plays a part in how men are trained to perceive women. As we live and grow with our bodies, we tend to become self-aware of tiny flaws that may contribute to a lower self-esteem. This is perfectly natural. After all, we are our own worst critic. But when you add in the influence and stigma of common beauty standards, it can cause a lot of dissatisfaction. A quote from Cameron Russell states that 53% of 13-year-old American girls are unhappy with their bodies. This grows to 78% by the time they are 17. I would like to bring your attention to the fact that the first number was just over half of all 13-year-old American girls, meaning if you were to get a group of 10 girls and ask them if they were unhappy with their body, at least 5 of them would say yes. Then if you ask those same girls 4 years later, at least 7, maybe 8 of them would say yes. To me, this is unacceptable, and something needs to be done. Eating disorders are another major situation stemming from beauty standards. Beauty at Any Cost states 40% of newly diagnosed cases of eating disorders are in girls 15 to 19 years old, but symptoms can occur as young as kindergarten. That number should alarm anyone with a moral center, but if that doesn't scare you, then how would you like to see your kindergartner start fasting just because they want to look like a certain person when they are older? At this point, it stops being just a psychological issue and begins causing serious health issues in the child or adolescent. One of the biggest facets of beauty standards in American culture is the use of cosmetics to augment oneself to look better. Now, there are many reasons why a woman may wear cosmetics, and I assure you that none of those reasons are to please a man. But the use of cosmetics has a significant impact on how a woman is viewed professionally. Expectations of society have grown to not only desire a finished look, but to require it. Cosmetics have become a requirement of professional achievement and also of social presentation, which puts the self-esteem of young women in jeopardy. From a young age, girls are taught to experiment with makeup to increase their attractiveness. Different amounts can be applied as needed, and it works as a temporary boost in self-esteem, a quote from the beauty industry's influence on women in society. Because parents have grown to accept this as a reality, they continue the cycle by instilling it in their children. The media has a rather large negative influence on American women by creating such unrealistic and unachievable standards of beauty. These pictures are constructions by hairstylists, makeup artists, photographers, and stylists, and all of their assistants in pre-production and post-production, and they build this. For a model to look at the articles that their picture was used for and to say that those pictures are constructions by other people and not that those pictures are of her, these pictures aren't showing beauty, they're showing how good the production team is at Photoshop. But the worst part of this is that people compare themselves to those pictures. They compare their stomach to the capability of a virtual augmentation tool. They compare their hair to the capabilities of a successful and professional hairstylist, or their clothes to that of a multi-million-dollar fashion company. Comparing yourself to someone you look up to so that you can better yourself as a human being is amazing, but what we are doing now is unhealthy. 60 years ago, when the television came out, this was not as much of an issue, but as technology has grown and allowed for more control, the self-esteem of young women has diminished. The worst part about it is that we are allowing these subtle attacks on female adolescents to continue. The greatest thing about the term beauty standards is that standards are created and accepted by the community. As a community and as a nation, we can take this issue into our own hands and shape it in order to allow future generations to live better than we have.